All right, the Seattle Seahawks are coming off a thrilling victory. Look, if you love defense, this was a thrilling victory. If you don't like defense and you like touchdowns, it was not. But in the words of Geno Smith, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Gutting out a 6-3 win feels just as good as winning the game 44-41. But does it feel just as good as a fan? That is my question for you. Do you have more or less confidence as they went into Chicago and got a victory? If you're new to this channel, hey, we're Lions fans. You can see me. I'm wearing a Lions gear here. And we're just trying to give an honest assessment, but we love football. We love teams that are often overlooked. As the Seahawks are absolutely in the thick of the playoff race, everybody's talking about the 49ers being eliminated and the Rams. That's what everybody's talking about, and that's how it goes in the NFC West. So we love talking about the Seahawks as well, and we think that this is a franchise that will continue to go in the right direction. But I know Seahawks fans. I got a couple of friends that are Seahawks fans, and I know it's been a tough year. You're trying to figure it out with this new coaching staff. This 6-3 game doesn't help. Look, you played, it is about as cold as it possibly could be while still raining. It was awful and brutal playing conditions. It just was. You're going against a team that has a good defense in the Bears. You did. And there was just a lot of stuff that was going to be really, really difficult. Who knew that the end of the first half, 6-3, was going to be the high scoring half? But in this, what I want to talk to you about, if you haven't heard it already, is your path to the playoffs, what that looks like, what you have to do, and the help that you need from others. We're going to break it down in depth, and then I'm going to tell you why I think the Seahawks have a team that is only going to continue to get better. I really do, but you're in a familiar territory. You really are. So let's first start by taking a blast from the past, but before we do that, let me ask you the question. What is your confidence level in this team right now? What is your confidence level that you're going to, 1, make the playoffs, 2, that you can get a victory? All right, it is going to be a home game if you make it. So what is your confidence level in if you get a playoff berth that you can get a victory likely over either the Packers or the Vikings? That's the question I have for you. So first, let's take a little trip down memory lane. Let's go back to 2022 when you broke Lions fans' heart. Before we played the Packers that night, you went and beat the LA Rams with Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. You clinched the last playoff spot. You got a playoff berth. You clinched the last spot over our Detroit Lions by virtue of a tiebreaker. Then switching, and I just switched it to 2023 last year, again, by virtue of tiebreaker, you did not make it. But you were essentially the same team both years. That's the interesting thing to me. The question you have to ask yourself is, in 2022, you were 6 points better, 407 to 401, and then in 2023, you were worse, right? You scored 364 and gave up 402. Your defense was almost the exact same. It almost was the exact same, but your offense just wasn't quite as good. Now, as we look at it, this year you go in, you're 9-7. All right. Your defense arguably is in a similar spot if you give up 30 in each game against, but your defense is playing better. Your offense is, you know what I mean? And you're coming off a 6-point stinker too, so that doesn't help either. All right. But here you sit at 9-7 again. And I'm here to tell you, 9-8 doesn't get it done. You will not make the playoffs if you go 9-8. So let's get weird with what it looks like. All right, with your schedule, you now just have the Rams. You're gonna go to LA. Who cares? You're gonna bring a ton of fans there anyway. LA is nuts. They'll have more fans because LA has fair weather fans, and now that they know the team is a playoff team or about to be a playoff team, or hopefully going to be a playoff team, they're just going to be like, all right, we're in. All right, we'll come watch it. Whereas that's your remaining. The Rams, however, have a Saturday night game this week, and then they play, obviously, you at home. Arizona is out of the playoffs, and that makes them dangerous. The Cardinals, it seems like when they have the opportunity to make the playoffs right in front of them, have been awful with Kyler Murray as their quarterback. It's like they just can't win. And the Rams are red hot. So here's what you need as a Seattle fan. You want the Rams to lose, obviously, to the Cardinals. And that puts you with a winner takes the division. Winner takes the West, which how cool would that be? Seattle over the glitz and the glam of LA. Get out of here, all right? Like, that would be fantastic. So, yes, you're a big Cardinals fan this weekend. I know it feels weird. I know it feels weird to be a fan of a division rival. I get it. This weekend for the Detroit Lions, I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan because if I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. Whoa, that what really happened was maybe I like the Vikings more than the Packers. I don't like either of them. But like if the Packers beat the Vikings and the Lions win, we clinch the North. But if we don't, we set a winner take the North battle, and we could go from being the number 1 seed virtually all year to being the 5 seed like that, just like that. And so, yeah, no, I really understand what it's like. And then you have the winner take all. But here's the thing. You can still win. You can still win even if LA defeats Arizona. But it gets really, really weird. All right, let's read this, all right, because I want you to be able to read along because it gets confusing. All right, if LA defeats Arizona, there is a chance the team clinches the NFC West, but the Rams need help. Not only does Sean McVay's team need a win, but it can also win the division, and if any of these 4 teams pick up victories in Week 17, they are the Bengals, the Commanders, the Bills, the 49ers, the Vikings, and the Browns. This is due to potential strength of schedule tiebreaker between the Rams and the Seahawks that would occur if the two finished with the same record. It would favor LA in this case, allowing the team to clinch the NFC West. It comes down to potential strength of schedule. Here's what I'm saying. You took care of business, not in a pretty way, against the Bears. Now, your job is simply to beat the Rams, and let's figure out what happens. All you can ask for as a Seahawks fan right now is that you walk away with a chance that after the Rams game Saturday night, you walk away with a chance to win. And depending on when you're watching this video, that's either tomorrow or today. You just want to be able to have a shot in that final game to play for all the marbles. Let's see what this team's got. New head coach, still finding his gear. Let's see what you can do. All right, trying to give you the straight stuff. You've had good stretches. You've had bad stretches. Let's hope this is the start of something good. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Hopefully after a Rams loss so we can continue talking Seattle Seahawks and playoffs. Home field.